We've had this conversation, and you seem to agree with me. But when there's complications, you withdraw and leave me to be. When there's a problem, you become like a wall. And every time I trip, it's a free fall. Why don't you help me the way I help you? You don't have to save me, just be my parachute. When I'm feeling down, you're just not there, making sure I'm okay. Why don't you help me the way I help you?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you've gotten this far, you probably know that today's video is an Aldi shop with me and meal prep. I'm going to be making some things that the whole family can eat. I'm making some breakfast ideas, some lunch ideas, and even some dinner ideas. But first we're starting off in Aldi. I'm doing a shop with me. I'm not going to go over every single price, but I did try to go slow so that you could see everything. I was super impressed with all of the really cute home decor and kitchen items. They even had an electric salt and pepper shaker like I have at home, their wine glasses. I just loved everything, but I just had to not buy anything like this because I just have so much of it. But I did get a couple of Christmas gifts for the kids here. I was really impressed with their selection of toys, and I even found something that I've never seen before, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But here's those salt and pepper shakers I was talking about, and how gorgeous are these diffusers. So I did wind up grabbing these for the kids' stockings because they are great and they come with a lot of attachments, so you should be good for at least a year. I got a Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head for Everly. I'm going to do a haul at the end, so don't worry if you miss something. I'm going to show you everything that I did purchase here, but look at how great these gifts are. And I know these like unicorn, rainbow corn surprises are really popular right now. I got one for Scarlett, but this is what I was really excited about because my kids are obsessed with zombies, and I feel like you don't see a lot of zombie stuff, but I'll show you more in depth once we get home. First, I'm just starting off with our produce and then going down all of the other aisles. I didn't buy this, but I know that there's a lot of people that are on a keto diet, so I wanted to share that with you. Also, I used to be obsessed with this, as you guys know, but it's like a chocolate mint hummus. It sounds so weird, but it's really great, especially with coconut cookies. Also, if you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston from Beauty and the Beastons, and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday. A mom of four just trying to survive and, you know, in not too much chaos, but no matter how hard I try, there's always a little bit of chaos. I literally always feel like I'm a hot mess and that I could be doing better in some area of my life, but that's just how I am. Anyway, look at how yummy these donuts are, and they're gluten-free. Also, if you want to see more shop with me's or more grocery hauls or anything like that, please give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like this video. It also helps out my channel a ton, so I really appreciate it. I'm just going over and showing you everything that I grabbed toy-wise, and then we're going to get into food. I loved these because they're very nostalgic for me, and they're perfect size for a stocking, and they're so nice and tiny and cute. I did not get one for Everly because they're a little bit too small for her, but here's a better look at that Seabrook little backpack. It comes with some accessories in it, but it's just so cute, and I know Ella's going to love it. And this was the potato head that I got for Everly because I ordered a different one, and Tanner saw me like looking at it, and he was like, "Mommy, I really want that so bad. Can I put that on my Christmas list?" So I got him a different one. Also, the kids were obsessed with those little ice cream sandwiches. They were like Oreos on the outside, and it had like a peppermint ice cream inside. They said it tasted like mint chocolate chip, and they really enjoyed it. But I'm going over the cold stuff first, and then we will get into everything else. So my kids are obsessed with these kinds of pumpkin seeds, and I feel like I don't find them anywhere like ever besides when I make them myself at home, because usually it's like the really small pumpkin seeds. So they love these as a snack, and the ingredients were just pumpkin seeds and salt, so no other crap in it. And then I got some rice, and then my kids are oddly obsessed with these like freeze-dried fruits. I don't know why, because I have no interest in them. The texture, all of it doesn't sound good to me, but they really love these as a snack. Also, if you're gluten-free, there are a ton of gluten-free affordable options at Aldi, which is what attracted me to it in the first place. I was so excited to find this pink lady apple kombucha because it's my favorite and I haven't been able to find it in forever. I think my Giant, which is another store I shop at, stopped carrying it for some reason. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was drinking it while I was filming this video. So now that we're done our haul, I'm just going ahead and putting in some fruit and veggie soak in my sink and throwing in our produce, and then we're going to get started on the meal prepping. I also want to show you how I make a list whenever I'm meal prepping because it just helps me stay on track. I am very easily distracted, which is easy to do with 4 kids because they're usually like asking for something or asking me a question, and you know, it's just easy to get sidetracked. So yeah, I think that's a great tip, is to just write down your ingredients at least, or your instructions. A lot of people print out the recipe, and that'll help you, but I just like doing it that way, having it all on one page. So the first thing I'm doing now is just starting off with cooking up our rice and cooking up our quinoa. So I 100% put too much in here. I think you're only supposed to do a cup, and I did 2 cups. It leaked out a little bit, but it still made the rice perfectly. But I like to use chicken broth when I can, when I'm making any type of rice or quinoa, because it takes on the flavor of that versus the water and just gives it a little bit more flavor. So now that that's cooked, I'm just going ahead and cooking up some sausage because I'm starting a little bit later in the evening, so it's going to carry on to the next day. But I'm starting with making our dinner that we're having, which also would be a great meal to make ahead of time. So that's another little great tip. If you're cooking up one dinner and you want to either double that recipe so that you can freeze one, or you know, just want to start preparing ingredients for your meal for the next day, any of those things can save you time and save having to clean up twice. So that's why I really love meal prep, even though sometimes it can feel overwhelming. I get that, but even just doing a couple of things is helpful. So I cooked up some sausage, spilled some on the counter as you saw there, and now I'm using that same exact pan, and I'm going to cook up some onion. I'm just going to add some salt, of course, and cook that until it's translucent. What I would have done instead, but I didn't realize I didn't have any sauce, was I would have just used like a regular pasta sauce with the onion. I also somehow don't have garlic, which never happens, which is crazy because I swear I use garlic in everything. So if you have garlic, definitely use that. If you have a favorite pasta sauce, definitely use that. So I'm just using diced tomato, onion, garlic powder, basil, Italian seasoning, and I used a can of tomato sauce and a can of diced tomatoes. So while I'm letting that sauce simmer, I'm just cutting up some more produce. Also, don't worry, I'm going to have every single recipe linked down below for you. So if I'm talking too fast, don't worry, just enjoy watching this. If anything, even if you don't make these recipes, I hope that just motivates you to prep a little bit ahead of time, or to just meal prep in general, ingredient prep. Just try to make your life easier and save you some time. So I'm trying to at least cut up all of the produce that we're going to be needing, or a lot of the produce that we're going to be needing, since I already have everything washed and put out. So I'm making these diced sweet potatoes to be like a hash with some onions and some peppers, to put eggs over in the morning. Breakfast is especially, you know, one of those times where you could use like an easy meal or something that's pre-made, especially when you're getting a bunch of kids ready for school and all of that. So now I have some water boiling for our pasta. I'm just doing a gluten-free penne. If I could recommend a gluten-free pasta, 100% get Jovial. It's the best pasta ever, and it's made with brown rice. This one is all I had, and it's not my favorite. No hate on Barilla, but they kind of just like has like a corn taste, and it just doesn't hold up as well as the Jovial brown rice pasta. I love that pasta. So anyway, I'm mixing all this together. Basically did half of it in the casserole dish and then put cheese to the other half and top it with more cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. I'm just using some Parmesan. I'm going to cover this up and cook it for half an hour, uncover and cook for another 10 minutes, and then serve. Next up, I'm starting our other dinner, which I will throw in the oven the following day. But it's nice, again, like I said, to just have it prepared, especially because I'm waiting now for 40 minutes for the other dish to cook, so why not continue cooking? And this is just a turkey and quinoa casserole. It's very healthy and very delicious. I'm just cooking up my ground turkey. You can use whatever kind of ground meat you want, and seasoning that with some salt and pepper. Now I'm just mixing that in with my quinoa. You saw me making that a little bit earlier on. Now I'm just putting some spices into that same pan that we cooked up the turkey, and I'm going to add in onion, and if you had garlic, add in garlic, but I didn't. You also see I'm using garlic powder instead, but you also see that I already have the onion cut because while I was cutting the other onion, I knew I was going to need another one. Just cut it all up at the same time. Now, once the onion is all cooked up, I'm adding in an entire bag of spinach. I have to do it in batches here. I needed to also add a little bit more olive oil because the pan wasn't well oiled enough for the spinach to cook properly.
I'm laying down to compile it. Oh no, I see you only when you're ballin'. Oh no, I don't even care to doubt. I see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose you.
So our spinach onion mixture is all cooked, and we're adding that to the turkey and quinoa.
Like this, holding in a bag full of goods and needs. I need a night like this, knowing it's a risk 'cause you're using it. You got all your secrets.
Now I'm just adding in some breadcrumbs. Again, all of the exact measurements will be linked down below. And then I did a misstep here. Well, you can add your cheese, but the misstep that I did was I forgot the can of sauce until I had my casserole completely perfect and layered. But I left that in here because that's just real life of an exhausted mom. We've all been there where we forget an ingredient. So you'll see me mixing the sauce in at the end. But basically the concept of a casserole, you usually put half of it in, add cheese, put the other half in, add cheese. Alright, so we finally got our sauce in, and I'm trying to mix it without spilling it all over the place and without getting it on my white sweatshirt. I swear, I always wear white when I'm doing a lot of cooking, and I don't even do it on purpose, and somehow I was able to save all of my shirts. This one got out okay. So basically I just covered that and put that in the fridge, and now our dinner is finally done. I just served it with some salad, but I'm back to cutting some more veggies now. So while dinner cools off, I'm just putting our sweet potatoes that we diced up before, some onions and red pepper and salt and pepper and olive oil on our sweet potatoes, and I'm going to bake these on 425 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes.
I'm by the
Next up, I am just boiling some chicken. So I put my chicken breast in there with some water, salt and pepper, and some thyme. I basically put about 2 inches of water over top of the chicken, and I'm just going to boil that. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to flip it over, let it cook like that for a little bit, turn it off, and let it sit for 10 minutes covered. I've never made it like this, but I saw this way of cooking it on Pinterest, and it actually came out really great. So while that's cooking, I'm just spiralizing some zucchini because I have this going in another dish that we're going to be making tomorrow. But again, just trying to prep as much as I can. So here is just the rice that we cooked earlier, and I'm putting some zucchini on top of it. You don't have to cook this because when you warm these up in the microwave, the zucchini is so thin that it kind of cooks it as is. So I'm just covering that up because I'm not making the chicken for that until the following day. This chicken I'm just shredding in my little KitchenAid. You can use a hand mixer. We can use whatever you want, but it's just so much easier to do that way, to shred chicken for chicken salad. It's just like the best and easiest method. So speaking of the chicken salad, I'm getting the rest of my ingredients for that the following day. I'm cutting up an apple. I love pink lady apples, are my favorite, and some celery, and I have some pecans over here and some green onion. Next, I'm just adding some salt and pepper. I'm going to mix in our mayonnaise. Chris hates mayonnaise, but if you don't use a lot, he can't really tell, like in a dish like this. If it were me, I don't like a lot of mayonnaise, but if it were me, I would have used a little bit more for this chicken salad just because I know that it gets kind of dry otherwise, but I wanted Chris to enjoy it too. So make sure to comment below what meal you will definitely be trying. Next up, I am making a chicken that goes with the bowls that had the rice and zucchini in it. It's called a Firecracker chicken. I found this recipe on Pinterest, but Chris begged me to call it Firecracker chicken to you guys, but it's just, he thought it was hilarious because it's a spicier dish. He didn't think it was spicy at all because he likes a lot of spice, so obviously you can add more hot sauce if you want, but the sauce is basically hot sauce, apple cider vinegar, and some honey, so it's a little sweet, a little spicy, and you can also add more red pepper flakes, whatever you want. So what you saw in the bag with the chicken was just 2 tablespoons of arrowroot starch. You can use 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, whatever you want. It's going to mix it up with your cubed chicken and cook it in a pan. Once your chicken's cooked through, you're going to add your sauce in, and then you can sprinkle on some red pepper flakes or anything else that you might want to use to make it a little bit spicier.
So are you happy now? Things just got so crazy from a simple maybe. It was a long way down. I just feel so heavy without you. Everything we were was just so pretty, pretty enough to almost make me blind.
Next up, we're making one of my favorite dishes, which I don't make that often since it is only for me, since I'm the only one who likes this, but we're making overnight oats. I have 2 cups of rolled oats, 2 cups of almond milk, and then I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and some chia seeds. It was 8 teaspoons of chia seeds. Just gonna mix that all up. In the past, I've done it like in each individual little container, but I like this method much more before you do it in your containers because you're just mixing it all up basically, and then you can customize each bowl. So the recipe that I'm going to link below, you can usually make about 4 servings, but I'm making 3 servings instead because I don't know, I really like this. And then we're going to basically customize it. The first one I'm doing chocolate peanut butter, so I'm just mixing in some peanut butter and adding some banana and chocolate chips on top. I love that one. The next one I'm just doing frozen blueberries, and my almond milk was unsweetened. There's nothing else in it. And then some pomegranate in here. Once you mix this all together, you won't need any extra sweetener. And also the stuff that I'm adding on top is just hemp seeds. The next one, I just have some apples, some pecans, and some cinnamon. And these are just my absolute favorite. Next up, I am making some homemade granola bars. That sounds intimidating. There's a lot of granola bar recipes on Pinterest that you may like, but a lot of them aren't honestly very healthy at all because there's a bunch of, I don't know, like Rice Krispie cereal in it and like all kinds of stuff. This one is probably the cleanest version of a granola bar. It is one that you're going to want to keep in the fridge. So anyway, it's basically just oats, chocolate chips, and nut butter. So the nut butter is going to make a huge difference as to what kind of bar or what kind of flavor the bar has. I use almond, like a cinnamon almond butter. I would have liked it a lot more with peanut butter, but Ella doesn't like peanut butter, so that's why I'm using this. You just basically press it all down into the pan and freeze it, and then you let it freeze for at least an hour, and then you can cut it up. I really like it, Tanner really likes it, but I would definitely enjoy it more if it was peanut butter. Now we are making Tanner's favorite muffins, which are green spinach muffins. It's a great way to get iron. I always worry about him with iron because he does get bloody noses and things like that in the winter. So this is a great way to get some vegetables and some iron in him. He does love his vegetables. He loves like raw vegetables though, so he does lots of carrots and peppers and cucumbers and stuff like that. But yeah, this is pretty easy. Ella made it all herself. See her little victory dance here because she didn't get any shells in, and she's been working on cracking eggs, so she was really, really proud. I've learned to let go and let her do as much as she wants in a safe way, of course, but she's always been interested in cooking with me.
I'm so proud of myself.
I'm so proud of you too.
I'm actually proud of me because I pulled this in all by myself.
I'm so proud of you too, babe.
We're overrated.
So the things that I really love about these muffins, besides having some veggies in there, is that it's made with all real ingredients. We're using oats, so if you're gluten-free, just make sure your oats are gluten-free. A lot of them are. We're using vanilla. I always get the organic vanilla from Thrive Market. We're adding some cinnamon and salt. What else we put in here? Just all real stuff, so it makes me feel good when I'm feeding them to my kids. And don't let this like green spinach muffin fool you. These are delicious and addicting. They didn't last for 2 days. They were gone. But if you do want to keep them around a little bit longer, I would suggest putting them in the fridge.
I still wanna hold you, hold you, hold. Baby, let me hold you, hold.
And of course, to entice the kids and make them extra yummy, we're adding some chocolate chips to the top. You can always mix them in as well. This is also a great base, so if you wanted to do any kind of topping or any other ingredient in here, you totally could, because it's just a delicious, like, sweet taste. You're not going to taste the spinach, you're just going to taste banana and delicious muffin. So now, finally, I'm just making some pancakes, good old box pancakes. Well, in my case, they were bag pancakes. They were King Arthur's gluten-free pancakes. I never had these particular ones before. They were so amazingly delicious if you like fluffy pancakes. If you don't like fluffy pancakes, these are not for you. But basically, the whole concept is you make up your pancakes in a mini muffin tin, add whatever toppings you want, and then you're just able to heat them up for the school morning. But these also didn't last very long at all. I need to buy another mini muffin tin to make sure that I am doubling up the recipe so that I can keep them around a little bit longer and have enough for all 4 kids to have for multiple days in a row. So while those are baking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our granola bars.
My mind's accelerating, your eyes intoxicating. I find it hard to explain. Oh, I keep thinking of you, about the times we had, and I wanted you to stay. I still wanna hold you, hold you, hold.
So our pancake muffins are done. You can see I did some frozen blueberries in some and some chocolate chips in the other ones. Everly is obsessed with frozen blueberries. It's her favorite snack to eat them frozen in a bowl. They are so messy. Her fingernails are always blue, but I love that she loves them because it's a healthy snack. So I'm just putting the muffins out like this for when the boys get home from school. If I was trying to keep them long term, I would keep them in the fridge. But like I said, it was okay because they got eaten within 2 days.
Knew from the first time I saw ya, you were not like the others. A cool kind of melody.
So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Tuesday. You can see Tanner is giving the seal of approval. He's my muffin man. I always say that. He loves his muffins, and this is how Evie gives her thumbs up.
The one I like to be.